Hello, hello, and we're back. Film review with Coach Hugh, going over 2015 Bartlett versus 14B Lafayette Red. Gonna wait for a second, let some people trickle in. Right off the kickoff, did some really good stuff. Gonna bring it back. Right here. All right, we got one viewer on YouTube. So let's see. Starting off with my notes, we got the kickoff 227. We got Omar, Lalum, and Sander. Omar passes to Lalum, Lalum passes to Sander. And then we're going to break down the decision-making that Sander had, as well as positions for Bennett and Winston. Let's let it play out for a sec. All right, so Omar plays it back to our center back. Great. Right off the bat, what I really like about this, let me bring it back 5 seconds, is as soon as he passes it, notice the yellow team start to press right out the gate. So right now they're pressing with 4 players. This is the smart thing to do. Winston, I want to just give you credit. You had the initial thought to get wide, but you have to use all of the space. I need you to get all the way out into this area so that this decision for Sander is the easiest possible decision that he can make, and it's also a safe decision. So if we're looking at this as well, they're pressing with 4 players. If there are 8 players on the field, this is the space that is open. And I've got the tack board. Let me pull that up. Hopefully I can get here quickly. We got 3 people tuned in. How's everybody doing? Good to see you. Oh, got to log in. Didn't have a lot of time to look at the film, but we're going to do our best. I took a lot of notes here. Planning, graphics. We'll let it go. I'm back in my studio right now, so I did bring the board. So what we can do quickly, let's see if I can just illustrate this. All right, so we're going to be the green team. We got Sander here. Lalum's here. Clayton's over here. And we got Winston here. Get the halfway line. And we're going to use purple for the other team. We got a player here. Let's get Bennett involved. Bennett is here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pause the video right as Sander kicks the ball. Boom. A little too early, a little too late. Messed that up. Okay, so right there. Okay, so right here, Sander, number 1, looking at this decision, we've got 2 yellow players that are standing right next to Bennett. This is not the pass we want to make. Not to mention this player here has already started to cheat over. Winston did a little bit better getting wider, but there's still some green space behind you. If I were you, Winston, I would get as far to the sideline and as deep meaning towards your goal. Jackson, I see you calling for the ball. This could have been also an option for Sander here. But Sander, just take your time here. He's not really pressing you. You have time to make a good decision. You have Lalum. You have Jackson. Bennett technically is an option. He's just covered by 2 players. And then Winston as well. What we really want to do is when we go back to the middle and we go out to the right back, we want to go from right back to right wing. Let me check my notes. Bennett, good check towards the ball, pulls both of the defenders to you. Sander, your hips and your eyes tell everyone where you're going. So be aware. Use it as an advantage. You can trick people by using your hips and your eyes. So we're going to back it up right away. You'll be able to see where you're going with the ball. First touch, you're looking right at him, hips right at him. Everybody knew that's where you were going. You make a good recovery. Jackson plays this little 1-2 with Lalum. It's gorgeous. Jackson, I like the idea to get that ball to Bennett. And then we're going to stop here. Let me get caught up with my notes. Okay, so right here, that was a decent beginning of possession. What we want to do, like I said, is just get it out to the wing. Now, here is where we do a great job breaking at the goal. So we've got our 4 in the back, and we've got our 4 in the front. This line right here is a little flat. You're going to see Omar kind of step out and open our shape up. Right here, got to commend Wheeler. Wheeler, great first touch. The defender's momentum is going to your left, and you make the decision to take the touch to the right. So you use the defender's momentum against him. And when we're going to play through this, you're going to see as you take your touch, he just runs across the front of you, and now you've got space to dribble in. So here we go. Takes the touch across his body. Omar immediately puts his hand down, calls for that ball. Half turn, facing the attack. This is beautiful. Let me get back to my notes. With a great first touch, defender momentum across the body. A simple foot on the ball and a touch in the opposite direction creates the separation that you needed. Great job. Omar, excellent nonverbal communication to show the passer where you want the ball. Great half turn to face the attack. This next part is where I loved your decision-making the most. So they've got 3 defenders in front of you. Very tight, very compact. This is how you want to defend. Winston is making a great run outside the defenders, and Omar makes an excellent decision. At practice, we like to call this the diabolical pass because this is diabolical. If you can pull these passes off. So Omar makes the excellent decision to play it through the back line behind them, and we were hoping for Winston to make a better run. So we're going to let this play out. Goalkeeper's going to get it, and we're going to rewind it back. So right here, we're going to pick on Winston here. Winston, this is stuff that we're still learning, so don't feel bad. Perfect supporting shape. Where you are is exactly where you need to be, but now you have to start identifying the space behind the player with the ball. So you should start identifying the space off the ball behind the defense when your teammate has the ball. So Omar sees the space right away, and he's looking to play the ball there. Instead of making a vertical run, your run should be diagonal. Remember what we always say. If you play a vertical ball, you want to have a diagonal run. If you play a diagonal run, it needs to be on the end of a vertical ball. Let's see if my graphics is going to work for me. I'm trying to get the tact board pulled up. Here we go. Okay. Fantastic. So I was looking at the first play. So let's get these guys set up. We've got the 2, the 4, the 3. Omar's the 9. He's got the ball. He's facing here. Winston, you're the 7. You're here. These guys are a little tighter. And we got the ball here. Omar, great decision making again. Just want to point that out. So Omar plays the ball like right here. Okay. And Winston, when we watch your run here, you start outside the box and you make this vertical run right like this. Come on. All right. We're going to cooperate. There we go. So this is the run that you made, and we're all kind of backed up a little bit more right about here. Omar again finds the ball into this. So Winston, what I'd like to see you do here is if there's space behind this back line and you have a player next to you in the center of the field with the ball, he's going to be looking to break the line with a pass. Your run needs to be more like, come on, let me delete this. Here we go. So this is what we called a bent run or a bending run. As you get higher into the levels of soccer, you need to be more dynamic with the types of runs that you make off the ball. At the younger ages, you see a lot of vertical runs. You see a lot of straight runs. Maybe you see a run that starts off here and then goes here, which is still a good level, a good run. But at the next level, you're going to have to start bending your runs. And the reason I say bending your runs is because you need to time when you're going to break past the back line. So here we go. As soon as Omar kicks the ball, that is when the offside line is established. So we're going to try and boom, a little too late. Okay, so right away, this player over here, he's the offside line, second to last defender when the ball is not closest to the goal. So if you would have pulled your run out a little bit, and then as soon as he kicked it, you get this bent run right at the ball, you would have been the first at the ball, and you would have been able to have a shot on goal. So notice the separation from you and the ball because of your straight run. If you bend your run away and then time it to where he kicks it, you make your sprint towards the goal, you'll be the first one on this goal. Not to mention, every one of these defenders has their back to goal right here, except for this guy, but he's so far away it doesn't even matter. Back to goal, you're facing the goal. So you have the advantage in the foot race. If a ball is played behind these guys, you'll have the advantage. They have to flip their hips around, and you'll be the first to the ball. So let's play it. Diagonal ball. Omar, I love the hesitation there. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but it allowed Winston to get a little bit higher up the field. Hesitation, pass. Goalie gets to the ball. So we just want to try and angle our runs tighter to the inside of the field, Winston, and you're good to go. All of that was fantastic. Started with Wheeler's interception, touch away from the defender, and we're out. Okay, so I'm going to try and skip to, I think it's 509. Right about here. Skip. Goal kick. Here we go. As I say, excellent build-up play, perfectly weighted through ball, look inside. Let it play. Wheeler gets a great touch. Defender comes in, steals the ball, and they go the other way. All right, so let's bring this back. Love the confidence from our team. They have 3 players on the top of the box. We don't care. We're going to build out the back. Love that you guys have that composure, that confidence, that you're not scared of a high press. Oops. Okay, so Jace trusts his teammate here. Plays it to Clayton. Clayton immediately one-times it to Wheeler into space. Wheeler's got tons of space to run into. So right away, what I want to do here is highlight the players off the ball. So I believe this is Omar. Omar's doing a good job running ahead, putting his hand out in front. We could play this ball immediately to Omar and see if he can break the line on the dribble. But I like that you took the decision to push the ball forward yourself because it pulls out a defender. Now, right away, Jackson is the supporting midfielder. Bennett, Bennett, I'm going to spotlight you here. What I want you to do, Bennett, is notice your teammates' positions in relation to the ball, okay? So as we play this video, watch how close you get to Jackson here. You're running right at him, and now right here, both of you guys are side by side. As center midfielders, not only do you need to be the player that supports the guy with the ball, but you also need to be aware of where your teammates are and balancing the shape. All right, so we're going to go back to the tack board. Delete. Like right here, this is Wheeler. Wheeler's got, oops, I deleted the ball. Need that back. I think we were at like a 2-5. Okay. Let's go to. All right, Omar's here, defender's here. Jackson's into the center here. I think Wheeler was just past. Beat the winger. 9's way up here. That's a 6. The 6 is back here. 9, 10, 11. All right, so right now we're basically driving at them. They do have their 6 in the mix. 6 is here. So Jackson's in a good position. Bennett, right now you're here. And if you see all the space that we've got right there, we've got to have you in this space here. Just in case Wheeler decides to play the ball to Jackson, Jackson needs to have this outlet right here. Hopefully, as the time that Jackson plays you this ball, our right wingers here, and then we can switch the ball through the midfield. If we can achieve a switch of play right here in the middle third, that is a very high success rate for an attack on goal. These are things that we would love to do as a team, but it requires that our midfielders are balanced in the midfield. If we have both of you here, then we're not able to use the open space in the middle in order to switch the field of play. So if you look, both of you guys are running side by side. Just try to be aware in the future of where you're positioning. So right here, if you were to just run straight up the field, this would have been perfect because now you're balanced next to Jackson as we go forward. Jackson's just trailing. I love this run. We've got a player in front. We've got a player in back. Again, a Bennett. If you can put yourself right in the middle of this triangle, this would be perfect. Winston has got this guy beat. This guy is nervously running back, seeing that he's beat. This guy's got his eyes on the play. Winston's in a great position if we do switch the play. Ball gets stolen. They go the other way. All right, let's keep going. Actually, I'm going to criticize Wheeler a little bit here. I love that you did decide to take this touch forward, but let's look at the options. Number one, beat your man 1v1. You know I love to see you do that, but right here you got stuffed, so we're going to criticize. If you decided not to do that, what could you have done? You could have played Omar in. Great ball here, right in the space. So right here, we can play Omar. Maybe Omar takes a couple of steps back to the ball. You play Omar, and then we're able to use a wall pass to get around this player. You've also got Jackson right to the right of you. Jackson did a really good job supporting the guy with the ball. So Omar and Jackson are your supporting options here. If we play Jackson, Jackson can then look to play maybe Bennett if Bennett's back in this position. And then Bennett, we're looking to play Winston into space. All right, let's keep going. 5:28. Oh, this is awesome. All right, so Clayton, excellent defending shape and ball recovery. Calm and composed possession, trusting Lallam to make the right decision. Lallam, great reading of play, body shape, and position to help maintain possession. Excellent one touch. This was well done. So right away, they're attacking. Lallam kind of disrupts the play. They play it out to the right winger. Clayton faces it up. Notice he's not diving in. He's just reading him. Waits for that loose touch, then decides to approach him and make the tackle, wins the ball back. Doesn't immediately think, I need to go down the line, which I love. Kind of sees the space, takes a touch into space, beats the defender. Lallam does a great job to just drop into space and be available if he needs a pass. Clayton says, absolutely, I'll take that pass. And now Lallam has got an open lane to play our left winger, who is Wheeler right here. Wheeler did a great job just being available. Now, Wheeler right here, I'm going to criticize your body shape. Maybe Lallam's pass could have been a little bit better. But here, notice you've already turned your back to the field of play. Instead of chasing the ball down with our hips, facing the sideline, we need to try to backpedal or sidestep in order to receive the ball with good body. Now, you do it right here at the last second, but the ball goes underneath your foot and it goes out of bounds. Regardless, that was a fantastic sequence of play from Clayton defending, winning the ball back, picking his time to go in and steal the ball. And then we're going to watch Lallam here. So Lallam's just reading the play, dropping in. As soon as he sees Clayton turn towards him, he immediately springs into action. Body shape is excellent. Fantastic, Lallam. Can't say enough good things about that. And then we're going to fast forward to 8:08. This is where Bennett, you get a great recovery on the ball and an excellent switch of play. Here it comes, recovery. I love that you wanted to make this pass. I love that you did this. All right, so here we are. See if I can kind of double tap. There's Bennett. Bennett maybe could have played. I think this is Omar here, but you played the way you were facing, which I love. This is clearly an open man right here. He's wide open. Let's see what he does with the ball. This is Sander, kind of slow. Sander, what I would love for you to do is recognize the momentum of this player. He looks like he's taking an angle right at you. If you took a really heavy touch out here, you would beat him into space, no problem. And if he decided to take this touch, Winston, what I would like you to do is to just open up down the sideline and basically give him the space to dribble and be a passing option. So what we're going to see here is he takes a one-touch pass, which is not a bad idea. It's just a little dangerous. This player is almost approaching the passing lane. And then we've got this player here, Winston. As soon as Bennett is looking to pass his ball at Sander, you need to be able to predict this pass before it happens, or at least see it as it's happening, and you have to react. So right here, as soon as Bennett is going to make this pass, you should think, I need to get as wide as possible so that Sander has a very easy pass for me to make. So we're going to play it, and you kind of jog out there. Your body shape is not the best. You take a great touch here away from space. You're able to get this ball to Jackson. Jackson puts his way through. Bennett, fantastic. We're going to talk about Omar. Great job. Half turn. Bennett, what I'd love to see you start doing more in this game, I saw it in particular, was you were almost too automatic with the pass, which is not a bad thing. I love that you're pass first. But in this scenario, you could have actually drove at the defense here, right there. So right here, Omar making the run at their back line forces this player to step back, because if he steps to you, he knows that you can slide a through ball in behind him, and Omar's going to score that goal. So if you notice Omar making the run, the defender has to go backwards. So what you could do here instead is just drive at him. You have the technical touch to drive at him. Take this half turn, take a touch forward at least. You've also got Wheeler out here. Another thing that happens is when you take that dribble touch, is it allows your wingers and your center forwards to get set up and start to make their runs at their back line. If we take that touch to penetrate forward on the dribble, now we put pressure on their back line to adjust in order to defend. Now we've got 4 players going full speed, playing it to Omar's back foot here, and he readjusts and catches it on his front foot. Is not a bad option, but now he's got 2 players right on him. I would love to see you drive into the space, maybe take a touch or 2, and then release the ball. Commit that defender, pull him out of the space, and then let's try and play one in behind. Omar, if you're going to be getting the ball like this, we need to see some skills. It's got to be some skills. It can't be just a touch across the body. So right here, half turn, you could touch it into space behind him. You could maybe flick it between them, do a little foundation, or we can do a Cruyff turn. Do a Cruyff turn with that left foot and spin out this way, do a pull turn. But we can't just always have touches across the body. Touches across the body are easily tackled just like that, and now they're going the other way. Let's just evaluate this. Lalem, good read of play. Just get a foot on it. Corner kick. All right. I'm going to try to speed up to the first rotation. Try and get some Oh, and we missed Wheeler's goal. Let's get back to Wheeler's goal. Fast forward. I remember this play as well. Winston, I remember screaming for you to get connected. The ball's way over there. Sander, you as well. There's a guy just floating on the top of the box. One of you has to pick this guy up. We can't just let players hang out on the top of the box. Eventually, somebody gets there. Winston kind of jogs over. He's still wide open. Absolutely wide open. They get a ball pass across. Winston, thanks for dropping in. Just disrupting the play. Easy shot for Jace to save. All right, Jace, love that you're building out the back here. Sanders being patient, plays it to Winston. Maybe a little bit better on the half turn there. You get a throw. Let's speed it up. There's the throw in. Okay. All right, I think this is it. We throw it in, bounces over, clearance off Winston's face. We press the ball. Wheeler gets it, beats his man. Gorgeous goal. Gorgeous goal. You know, Coach loves off the upright. Doink. Fantastic. Good shooting wheels. Effort. Made it look effortless. One more time. Touch behind, left foot. Oh, great job. All right, let's bring it in. Here we go, Mateo and Oliver. This is the second rotation. Be careful taking those touches, Sander. Got lucky on the deflection. Oof, dangerous ball there. It's chaotic. Somebody's got to bring it down. Lovely ball, Jackson to Dill. Dill's picking his head up. Indecisive Dill. I think you had the right idea. Mateo's making the run. I'm not sure if you see him here. And I think you go to cut it back to the left so that you can take your dribbles. All right, Mateo's there to win it back. Good tackle. Driving forward, foul. Awesome. Dylan drew a couple of fouls this game. I remember that. Shot. Save. Great touch, Jackson. Throw in. Oh, here we go. Here's some good connection. Mateo, little simple one touch. Those little one touches are fantastic. Play it wide. Dylan's got space. He's going to drive into space. Good job, Dill. This is great dribbling. It's a good tackle by Yellow. Dill, one thing I'd like you to see is as you're dribbling down the wing, start just checking your shoulder, looking for players on the inside. I know we talked about how important it is to get down those wings. If there's nothing on the inside, best thing you can do is just do a pullback, do one of your turns, and look to play for a teammate behind you. So let's just bring it back to your dribble, especially if you have the defender going full speed. So right here, this is where I would pull the ball back. And can't tell, is this might be Clayton. Clayton, if your objective here is to do an overlap on Dylan, you got to let him know. You got to start screaming, overlap, overlap. And then, Dill, if I were you, if you hear a player screaming overlap, slow down so that he is able to pass you, and then you get to make the decision. Do I want to play him in, or do I want to see if there's new space that's created because he's now made this run? That new run usually will pull a defender in or out of space. Regardless, I love that you got the ball into a position. I think that's the second tackle you took there, Dylan. Harsh tackle. We got the throw. Jackson, love that you even tried that with the left. All right, I think the goal is coming up. Not sure what happened there. We got Mateo and Oliver. Okay, yes, here we go. Let me pause it. I don't know if I took notes. I did not. All right, so this is the goal. They try to build out. Let's look at our shape here. Mateo and Oliver. I would like you two to be more forward and back, but this is fine right now because they are looking to play out the back. Mateo, thank you for pressing. Oliver hanging back, good. Staying in the center. Mateo, your press forces him to make an error on this pass. Jackson is just hanging back, being patient, and guess what happens? Goes right to his foot. Jackson, I love that you took this one touch. I love that you took this one touch. And Dill, you also took this one touch, and then we let Oliver shake and bake, take a shot. Gorgeous shot. All right, so let's bring this back. Oliver, I just want to point out one thing. You didn't do anything wrong. However, Mateo is in a position to receive a one-touch if you decide to give it to him, and then he can either take a drive to the net or you can run with him and he can play the ball back. So let's just – Jackson, easy steal, one touch, great, one touch, great. So right there, ball's coming to you. Mateo is making that run forward. Maybe left foot, maybe right foot, but I think that you could have slid that ball right behind this center back, and then Mateo is in on goal. Just, again, an option. What you did here, love that you had the presence of mind to see this space, half turn, touch across, strike it. Shot has gotten so much better. In the fall, that's not going in. Goalkeeper saving it. Love that you got that shot off, put it over his head. Beautiful. Maybe we do a better chest bump here. Let's just bring that back. Blooper of the day. I'm not sure what happened, guys. We gotta do better. All right. We're at 7 o'clock. I didn't want to take too much time. If you guys would like me to continue going, I certainly can. But it's 7 o'clock. I was just going to review the last goal and then call it a night. Post a comment. I'm going to skip to it. Here we go. Off a corner. Good stuff. Kind of got lucky. Let me back this up. Let's just see our positioning. All right, so Jackson, as the center back, you are responsible for any forward in this area. So you have to constantly be putting your head on a swivel. If there's someone there, you got to just be standing next to him, in front of him, goal side. Just be present in his personal space so that he feels uncomfortable if the ball gets to him. We don't want anyone to feel comfortable on a corner as the ball gets to him. Omar, this guy's just creeping behind you. Just make sure you're aware of that. Omar's covering two players here. Omar, maybe call Hayes in. You step to this guy. Hayes, you maybe cover here. We got lucky. It was a bad corner. Mateo gets a touch on it. And here we go. This is Clayton. Clayton, great job. Oh, this is, okay, heavy touch. See if we can get to it. Oof. Oh, actually, that was Emiliano. Thought that was Clayton. Boom, beat him. So right here, Emiliano, I'll send you this video, tell you to tune in here. In this moment, the heavy touch is the right idea, but we want to try and take that heavy touch as far away from this center back as possible. So what we can do is we can predict his path. Where is his momentum taking him? So right now, it looks like he's running across the face of you. So your heavy touch going out in front of you allows him to win that ball. What we could do instead is notice where his hips are, and you could take that touch behind him, force him to have to flip his hips. You're fast enough, you can beat him to that ball, or just take it wider. Take a diagonal touch wider. Since you're closer to the sideline, you'd beat him there. Or elite level, notice that Hayes is making this run off to the right and just play him into space. Doesn't even need to be accurate. Just playing the ball diagonally into space in front of him. He'll get on the end of it, and then we can have another attacking opportunity. So I play a little bit. I think he just rips it. Clearance. Is this wheels? I think there's wheels on the throw. Oh, yeah, we're approaching the next goal. Oh, yeah, this is it. All right, so we have a throw-in at half field. This is a very dangerous scenario at this age. Half field throws, if they win the ball, they can quickly counter. There's tons of space behind us, so just be aware. But we made the good decision here. Throw it into Dill. Dill takes an amazing touch out the air on the ground. Emiliano gives it over to Oliver. Oliver beats his man again. 1-2 touch, goal, backside. Oh, fantastic. That shot, man. You've improved that shot very, very much. All right, so Emiliano just watched the touch, popped it up. Again, you got to watch the position of these two players. Oliver's in the center mid. Mateo, just do your best to stay as high as possible. Even just sitting on this center back here, it just freaks the back line out. As a center back, I hated when a center forward would just come and stand next to me. This player is the offside line. So you just standing next to him, you're always going to be onside unless he decides to do an offside trap where he maybe steps high or whatever. However, go stand on that guy. Let him know that you're there. Show him your presence. It just makes defenders nervous to put a body next to their last defender. So if we have this separation, Oliver might even be able to find you here, but Oliver's got tight touches. He sees the space behind this guy, takes a nice weighted touch past him. Oliver does a good job to use this player's momentum against him. The player is making a run across his body. So what does Oliver do? He cuts it back behind him. Now the guy has to turn 360 around At that point, it's too late. Oliver gets the shot off. Colasso. All right. I'm going to stop it there. Didn't want this to be too long. If you want me to break down any more film, any more footage, let me know. We still had a whole half I didn't even get to watch and break down, but for the most part, lots of good stuff there. We played phenomenal. Looks better every time I see y'all. So see you guys at practice. Hope this helps. Peace.